fly like birds, I'll fly so high to reach you, to be near you. Years will pass and leaves will fall, all the seas will dry. You know the snow will slowly melt, but my love will never die, never die. It's been too long, I wish I could turn back time, sitting here waiting till the sun won't shine. I'll wait till you can hear me. I know someday everything will change for us. You will be with me forevermore. No more will I ever leave you. Years will pass and leaves will fall, all the seas will dry. You know the snow will slowly melt, but my love will never die, never die. Years will pass and leaves will fall, all the seas will dry. You know the snow will slowly melt, but my love will never die, never die. Oh, my hope and all I own, I want to give it all. Oh, what I'll give to be with you forever and never and never. And our story, I know it'll never end. It will always remain within our hearts. Your love's with me forever.
Myra Rena Lewis, missing since March 1, 2014. Missing from Camden, Mississippi. Classification: endangered. Missing sex: female. Race: black. Date of birth: November 30, 2011. 12. Age: 2 years old. Height and weight: 2 feet 10 inches, 27 pounds. Clothing/jewelry description: a turquoise sweater with the image of a bear on the front, off-white or khaki pants, and pink sneakers. Distinguishing characteristics: African American female. Black hair, brown eyes. March 1, 2024, marks 10 years since the disappearance of Myra Lewis. She was 2 years old when she disappeared in Madison County. Authorities said Myra went missing from her Camden home on March 1, 2014. She was last seen by family members playing outside her home between 10:30 a.m. and 11 a.m. On the day of her disappearance, Myra was last wearing white or khaki pants, a turquoise sweater with a bear on the front, and pink tennis shoes. She was not found after law enforcement spent days searching for her. The Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, is offering a $20,000 reward for information regarding the whereabouts of Myra. Most people in the metro area remember the day 10 years ago when 2-year-old Myra went missing from her Camden home in Madison County. From everything her family said, it was like she was there 1 minute, gone the next. The community really came together. It was something to see, said Sheriff Randy Tucker. But it was pretty readily apparent pretty quickly that we were in trouble as far as looking for Myra. Now in 2024, Myra would be 12 years old. The toddler we all think of from her toothy grin shown in the pictures. Put out at the time of her disappearance would probably be in 5th grade, learning about the world, starting to notice boys, and she might have her own social media. At this point, though, social media is where she lives on. This is the prototypical whodunit, Tucker said. We're no closer today than we were that day. Hers is the longest active Amber Alert in the state of Mississippi. A $20,000 reward still stands for anyone who can offer information successfully leading to her return. Not that it makes sense now, but that the missing posters stand frozen in time describing the toddler that is, or would now be 12. Baby Myra was last seen wearing a turquoise sweater with a bear on the front, off-white or khaki pants, and pink tennis shoes. Lewis was allegedly last seen by her mother, Erica Lewis, at their home on Mount Pilgrim Road. Erica Lewis said Myra and her sister were outside playing as she left to go shopping. Lewis said she told them to go inside, where Gregory Lewis, Erica's husband, was playing video games and looking after their 1-month-old. Gregory Lewis told reporters at the time that he had set out to look for Myra on his ATV and that he had tried to track her with the family dogs. Once the family dogs, who were not tracking dogs, couldn't find the scent, police tracking dogs were brought in after the fact and were unable to locate Myra. The family told authorities they believed the child had been snatched from the rural road by a stranger. The search began on the property at least 4 to 5 hours after Myra disappeared into thin air. Local, state, and federal law enforcement began combing the 4 square miles surrounding the child's home, including a pond across the street. Erica and Greg Lewis, who could fairly be described as not very forthcoming with police, have moved out of the area. Efforts to find them by law enforcement and journalists have been unsuccessful. They have disappeared, though arguably not as completely as Myra. The family, I'm not in their heads and I can't imagine a tragedy of this proportion as a family member, but they have left the area and our best efforts to locate them have been unfruitful, the sheriff said. That's not going to stop us from looking for Myra. Hopefully it will pan out and have a really happy ending for Myra. To those who tried to find and help and save Myra, it became a mission. It's personal, the sheriff said. I don't want it solved for me. I want it solved for Myra. The person that matters the most is Myra. Tucker said tips still come in, from everyone from locals to people in other countries. He said the most recent tip was a few weeks ago from Vancouver, British Columbia. So many people see her case online, and hope they've seen her. While some have forgotten the date Myra went missing, most remember that it happened. That is in part due to the law enforcement and some media personnel who have marked off each anniversary of the child's disappearance, remembering the frantic search for the child that went on throughout Madison County and captivated people not only all around the state, but all over the nation. I can promise as long as I'm here, this case will still be open, said Tucker. To anybody that abducted her, please consider her need and her family, and her right to be with her family. Consider her family's pain, and their desire to have Myra back. If you found her innocently, please return her. If you found a lost child, anybody you believe could possibly be Myra, contact local authorities. It never hurts to check. Family, friends, law enforcement and total strangers turned out 8 years ago to search for Myra, but to this day there is still no public information on what happened to her or where she might have gone. It's going to take luck or a miracle from the man upstairs at this point, Tucker said. We've exhausted every resource available to us. We've done foot searches, searched the lakes, dug in the ground, searched trucks and tractor trailers, and reviewed footage from stores around town where she was last seen before she disappeared. Someone out there knows firsthand what happened to Myra, the sheriff said. Please come forward for all involved. We're talking about a child, not an adult that's lived a full life, not someone who went their own way and made decisions, Tucker said. We're talking about an innocent life, God's child that never had an opportunity to take advantage of the life she was given. But for Tucker, the search will always continue. Myra Lewis is the case he can't let go. She is my case. She is at the top of my list, he said. I've been through hundreds of cases where you see lives destroyed. I've seen an awful lot, and that is the one case that truly haunts my heart. I hope I don't end my career with it unsolved. I'm afraid that I will, but I truly hope that I don't. If you know anything about Myra Lewis' whereabouts or her disappearance, contact the Madison County Sheriff's Department. Anyone with information about Myra can contact the Madison County Sheriff's Department at 601-859-2345, the Jackson FBI at 601-948-5000. Bethany Leanne Markowski missing since March 4, 2001. Missing from Jackson, Tennessee. Classification: endangered. Missing sex: female, race white, date of birth February 1, 1990, 33, age 11 years old, height and weight 4 feet 8 inches, 5 feet 0 inches, 95 to 100 pounds. Clothing/jewelry description: a green t-shirt, blue or black jeans and black slip-on shoes. Distinguishing characteristics: Caucasian female. Brown hair, green eyes. Bethany was missing her top and bottom baby molars at the time of her 2001 disappearance. She bites her fingernails when she is nervous. Some agencies may spell Bethany's middle name Leanne. Her hair was styled shoulder length with bangs at the time of her disappearance. Bethany has a mole on her left breast and freckles on her cheeks and nose. The mother of a young girl who disappeared from Jackson, Tennessee 2 decades ago says she will never stop trying to find out what happened to her. This year marks 23 years since 11-year-old Bethany Markowski was reported missing from Old Hickory Mall in Jackson, Tennessee, during a weekend visit with her father. Her mother, who lives in Nashville, said the last time she talked to her daughter was the morning of March 4, 2001, and said her daughter seemed upset. She kept saying, "Mom, you are going to pick me up at 5 p.m., right?" I had a restraining order against her father, and that's why I didn't pick Bethany up. I didn't want to break the restraining order. That's why my sister Lori went. So, Bethany said, "Will you be there at 5? I said I will. She said, "I love you," and I said, "I love you, too," said Johnny Carter. Carter said her sister and brother-in-law went to meet her estranged husband, Larry Markowski, in Waverly to pick up Bethany, but the daughter and father never showed up. Markowski told her he had taken a nap in his car while Bethany went into the Jackson Mall, and she never came back out. However, surveillance video showed Bethany never entered the mall that day. She was not seen in the parking lot, going into any of entrances, not going into any of the stores of the mall. She was not, said Carter. Carter said her husband, who lived in Gleason, at the time was investigated by police but never charged with anything. I do know for a fact she was in Gleason. She called me from the home phone number. I know she was in Gleason, because she stopped on the way out to say goodbye to one of her really good friends. After that, I don't know, said Carter. Carter has been searching for Bethany ever since and is now a volunteer with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. In 2017, she helped State Representative Darren Jernigan get a measure passed making March 4, Tennessee Missing Children's Day. I was very concerned about doing a Children's Missing Day on the day Bethany disappeared, because I kind of thought on that day I should focus totally on Bethany, but actually it's an honor that Tennessee Missing Children's Day is March 4th. So, I can focus on Bethany and all the children in Tennessee, said Carter. Carter hasn't given up hope on finding her daughter, and NCMEC's forensic artists have created an age progression image to show what Bethany might look like today, at 31 years old. I can't sit here and say that I'll see Bethany one day, but what I can say is I will die fighting to bring her home. We'll get her home one day, Carter said. If you have any information about Bethany Markowski, you are urged to contact the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, TBI, at 1-800-TBI-FIND. Or the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children at 1-800-THELOST. Wesley Dale Morgan missing since May 15, 2001. Missing from Clinton, Louisiana. Classification: endangered. Missing sex: male, race white, date of birth March 14, 1999, 24, age 2 years old, height and weight 3 feet 0 inches, 40 pounds. Clothing/jewelry description: a gray Mickey Mouse t-shirt, blue shorts with a green stripe extending down one of the legs, and sandals. Distinguishing characteristics: Caucasian male. Blonde hair, blue eyes. Some agencies may list Dean as Wesley's middle name. Wesley resided with his mother, Ruby Renee Havard, and her former boyfriend, Burnell Hilton Jr., in 2001. The family lived in a rented home along U.S. Highway 63 near the Bluff Creek community in Clinton, Louisiana. A photo of Havard is posted with this case summary. Wesley's father, Dewey Morgan, resided elsewhere in Clinton. Wesley was last seen playing with puppies on their front porch at approximately 9:45 a.m. on May 15, 2001. He has never been heard from again. Havard claimed that her son disappeared while she left him unattended to prepare lunch. Extensive searches of the area produced no clues as to his whereabouts. Authorities utilized a Louisiana National Guard's helicopter thermal imaging device to assist in the efforts, but no evidence was located. The state's governor declared a state of emergency in Clinton to finance the flight. Investigators questioned Havard about Wesley's case several times following his disappearance. She has denied any involvement in her son's case and claims that officials are biased against her as the result of her lifestyle. Authorities stated that Havard and Hilton both failed polygraph tests later in 2001, and Havard rarely inquired about the status of Wesley's case. There have not been any arrests in connection with Wesley's disappearance. Havard allegedly had an unrelated confrontation with Hilton's former girlfriend in early 2001. The latter informed authorities that Hilton was reportedly responsible for the October 1998 shooting of a bystander in Zachary, Louisiana on Flenaca Road. Hilton lived in Zachary at the time of the incident. He was charged with attempted murder during the spring of 2001. Havard reportedly began dating a man from East Baton Rouge Parish, Louisiana in June 2001. Her relationship with Hilton ended shortly after Wesley's disappearance. Investigators questioned Havard's new boyfriend and searched his mobile home afterwards. Witnesses claimed to have observed a boy matching Wesley's description in the area, but no evidence was located to support the sighting. The man was also unable to provide additional information about Wesley's case and is not considered a suspect. Authorities believe that Wesley is alive and Havard gave him away or sold him. In 2008, she was charged with attempting to sell another of her children, after she allegedly offered to sell her unborn child to a married couple for over $2,000. The charge was dropped later that same year, however. Wesley's case remains unsolved. 22 years ago, little Wesley went missing from his home southeast of Clinton. That led to one of the largest searches ever in East Feliciana Parish. From the air and on the ground, sheriff's deputies and volunteers combed the woody hills of East Feliciana Parish, looking for any sign of the little boy. Wesley Dale Morgan was 2 years old when he disappeared May 15, 2001. Despite all this effort, these folks never found a trace of Wesley. But people there have not lost hope. All you can do is pray day by day that he returns home safe, says Mary Dufour, Wesley's aunt. I feel like he's still alive and I hope wherever he is, they're taking care of him, they're not mistreating him or abusing him. East Feliciana Parish Sheriff Talmadge Bunch agreed. In my mind, I still think the little feller's alive somewhere. Sheriff Bunch says he's never forgotten about Wesley. I think about him every night. I pray for the little feller every night. In 2003, experts at the LSU Faces Lab took a 2-year-old picture of Wesley and modified it to show what he might look like at 4 years old. Bunch says his office got some calls after people saw the picture, but now, the case is cold. We don't have any evidence right now to follow any leads up, and that's what we're looking for, is somebody to call in and let us know a sighting or a visual of him or just anything to give us something to go on, said Bunch. When Wesley disappeared, Bunch says his mother, Ruby Havard, told deputies she last saw Wesley outside playing with puppies. "I got a feeling in my heart that she knows where the baby's at, just the way she responded to the situation and the way she handled it." Havard declined to speak to 9 News about the sheriff's feeling. "She never talks to us, either," said Bunch. "She's never been by here one time and try to have a follow-up on the baby. If you have any information about Wesley Dale Morgan, you're asked to call either the East Feliciana Parish Sheriff's Department at 225-683-5459, or the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children at 1-800-THE LOST. Ariana Fitz missing since February 1, 2016. Missing from Oakland, California. Classification: endangered. Missing sex: female, race black, date of birth September 6, 2013, 10, age 2 years old, height and weight 2 feet 0 inches, 45 pounds. Distinguishing characteristics: African American female. Black hair, brown eyes. Ariana's mother, 32-year-old Nicole Fitz, disappeared from San Francisco, California on April 1, 2016. She was last seen after her shift at Best Buy on Harrison Street that day. Later in the day, she exchanged text messages with relatives, saying she was going to Fresno, California with a friend named Sam. Her family was puzzled by this, as Nicole didn't know anyone named Sam and she didn't have a car. In the early morning hours of April 2, there was a post to Nicole's Facebook reading, "Spending time with my 3-year-old, need this break." Her family doesn't think she actually wrote it. Ariana was 2, not 3, and Nicole wrote with good grammar and spelling. Nicole has never been heard from again. Her family reported her missing on April 5. They said they couldn't find Ariana either. On April 8, Nicole's body was found in a shallow grave in McLaren Park, covered by a piece of plywood with a symbol spray-painted on it. Photos of Nicole and the plywood are posted with this case summary. After Nicole was found murdered, police announced they thought Ariana was at risk. Nicole, a single mother, was struggling financially prior to her death. She spent a period living in a homeless shelter and had sent her older daughter to live with the child's father in Southern California. While in the shelter, Nicole met a street pastor named Lemasani Briggs, who invited her and Ariana to live with her. Nicole paid Briggs money for rent and for babysitting Ariana, but after a few months she switched babysitters to Ciolo Hearn, Briggs's niece. According to Nicole's sister, Briggs was abusive to Nicole, never gave her a key to their shared residence, read her private diary and sent her text messages calling her names. Nicole's sister and a friend helped Nicole and Ariana escape the situation, picking them up from Briggs's house in November 2015 and taking her to their home in Santa Cruz, California. After Nicole moved to Santa Cruz, commuted 2 hours each way to her job at Best Buy. She worked long hours and stayed with various friends. She often left Ariana with Ciolo Hearn and Helena Martin, Briggs's nieces, as well as Helena's husband, Devin Martin. The Martins lived on Castro Street in Oakland, California. A co-worker offered Nicole and Ariana a place to stay, but Ariana's babysitters did not want to let her go and wouldn't even let Nicole see her. No one in Ariana's family had seen her since sometime in mid-February 2016, about 6 weeks before her mother's murder. According to Nicole's roommate, Nicole planned to try to retrieve her daughter on the day she disappeared. Nicole was reportedly very upset because she hadn't been able to see her, and her roommate urged her to seek help from the police to get her back. Police stated Hearn and the Martins were refusing to cooperate with the investigation and had provided inconsistent statements, and it's worth noting that Helena previously served a 6-year prison term for killing the father of her child. They haven't been named as suspects in Nicole's homicide or Ariana's disappearance, however. Ariana's family hopes she is still alive and being cared for. Prior to Nicole's death, she and Ariana frequented the San Francisco, San Mateo, Oakland, Emeryville, Fresno, Santa Cruz, and the Silicon Valley areas of the state. Investigators believe Ariana could be anywhere in California. Her case remains unsolved. San Francisco Police Department, California, 14155530123. Teresa Dean missing since August 15, 1999. Missing from Macon, Georgia. Classification endangered. Missing sex female, race white, date of birth September 20, 1987, 36, age 11 years old, height and weight 4 feet 10 inches, 75 pounds. Clothing/jewelry description: a short-sleeved blue and white striped button-down shirt, orange dash, pink or rust-colored knit pants, clear plastic gel-type sandals, and gold ball earrings. Medical conditions: Teresa may require medical attention for unspecified reasons. Distinguishing characteristics: Caucasian female. Brown hair, blue eyes. Teresa has a speech impediment. Her ears are pierced. Teresa was last seen walking down Lawrence Street near her family's single-wide trailer in Macon, Georgia at approximately 8 p.m. on August 15, 1999. She has never been seen again. Teresa said she was going to a friend's house to visit some puppies, but never arrived there. An extensive search of the area produced no clues as to her whereabouts. Teresa's mother's former boyfriend, Cody Landers, lived with her family in 1999. He was Teresa's mother's fiancé at the time, but they have since broken off their engagement. In October 2000, Landers was indicted on 7 child molestation charges involving 2 children. He said that he failed a polygraph test which he took voluntarily shortly after Teresa's disappearance, but claimed that the test was administered improperly. He called himself a suspect in Teresa's case, but the police never named him as one. He is now in prison after pleading guilty to the child molestation charges. Landers has never been connected to Teresa's case and no arrests have been made in her disappearance. Some investigators feel Teresa's case may be connected to the abductions and murders of Heaven Ross from Northport, Alabama in 2003 and Shannon Nicole Polk from Prattville, Alabama in 2001. The girls were all 11 years old, and they all went missing during the month of August from trailer parks where they lived. There were Amanda Nicole Eileen Campbell missing since December 27, 1991. Missing from Fairfield, California. Classification: non-family abduction. Sex female, race white, date of birth May 7, 1987, 36, age 4 years old, height and weight 3 feet 5 inches, 59 pounds. Clothing/jewelry description: a pink nylon jacket with the sleeves too short, purple corduroy pants, a dark purple short-sleeved shirt, white sneakers with pink trim, and Santa Claus earrings. Associated vehicles: bicycle, accounted for. Distinguishing characteristics: Caucasian female. Blonde hair, blue eyes. Amanda's nickname is Nikki. She has facial dimple and light brown moles on her forehead and near her nose, and her ears are pierced. She occasionally develops a rash around her mouth. Amanda was last seen near her family's residence in Fairfield, California, on December 27, 1991. She had been at a friend's house 4 doors down from her home when left her brother and a friend between 4:30 and 5 p.m. to ride her bicycle to another friend's house around the corner, 8 doors from home. Amanda never arrived and has not been seen again. Her bicycle was found abandoned a few blocks from her home later that evening. An extensive search of the area failed to locate Amanda. A pair of child-sized blue socks were located in the street, however, it is unknown if they belonged to Amanda. A photograph of the street corner where Amanda disappeared is posted with this case summary, as is a photo of her bicycle. Dogs tractor sent from Larchmont Drive to Oliver Road, to the drive-thru at a nearby McDonald's restaurant, then east on Travis Boulevard to the westbound Interstate 80 on-ramp. Authorities believe she was pulled into a vehicle, probably at Larchmont Drive and Salisbury Drive. One possible suspect named in Amanda's disappearance is Timothy Bindner, who was also investigated for possible connection to the disappearance of Eileen Michaloff. He was never charged in any of the case, maintains his innocence and successfully sued Amanda's hometown of Fairfield in 1997 for defamation of character. For many years Bindner was also considered a suspect in the 1988 disappearances of Amber Swartz Garcia from Pinole, California and Michaela Garrick from Fremont, California. Bindner approached many of the mothers of missing girls from the East Bay area offering his assistance, including Amber and Michaela's families. Investigators asked Amber's mother to maintain a quasi-friendship with Binder in hope of learning if he was connected to any of the girls' cases. She and authorities agreed that Binder appeared to playing mind games with victims' loved ones and law enforcement. He has been ruled out in Michaela's case, and in 2020, David Misch was charged with her kidnapping and murder. Misch is a suspected serial killer. He is awaiting trial in Michaela's case and in the 1986 double murder of 2 women. Curtis Dean Anderson, who was convicted of the 2000 kidnapping and molestation of a young California girl, was also mentioned as a possible suspect in Amanda's case. Investigators searched Anderson's mother's residence in June 2001 for evidence linking him to other missing girls' cases, but nothing was located. In 2009, however, police said they believed Anderson was responsible for Amber Swartz Garcia's disappearance. He had confessed to Amber's murder a month before he died in prison in 2007. Police spent 18 months investigating his statement and couldn't find any evidence to refute it, and they said they were ending the searching for her. Many remained skeptical of Anderson's claims, however, and Amber's body was never found. In 2013, after an online petition campaign, the Pinole Police Department reopened the investigation into her disappearance. In August 2023, 83-year-old former pastor David Zanstra was named a possible suspect in Amanda's case after he was arrested for the 1975 murder of an 8-year-old girl in Philadelphia, and confessed to the crime. He was a pastor at the Fairfield Christian Reformed Church between 1990 and 2005, and lived just a few minutes away from Amanda's home. In December 2023, authorities announced they had cleared him of involvement in Amanda's case. Amanda has never been located and no one has been charged in her disappearance. Foul play is suspected in her case due to the circumstances involved. 4-year-old Amanda Nicole Nikki Campbell went missing from her Fairfield neighborhood when she walked to a friend's house in 1991. For 3 decades, the mystery of what happened to Amanda has remained unsolved. Amanda was last seen going to a friend's house and is believed to have been abducted by a stranger, the California Department of Justice wrote. Fairfield Police Department, California, 17074287300, or your local FBI.
Can you hear me? Tell me why you have to leave. I'm so lonely, I need you here with me. Where I'm so close beside you. I'm out here staring, I'm looking out in the sky, wishing I could fly like birds so far, so high, to reach you, to be near you. Years will pass and leaves will fall, all the seas will dry. You know the snow will slowly melt, but my love will never die, never die. It's been too long, I wish I could turn back time, sitting here waiting till the sun won't shine. I'll wait till you can hear me. I know someday everything will change for us. You will be with me forever. and leaves will fall. All the seas will dry. You know the snow will slowly melt, but my love will never die, never die. Years will pass and leaves will fall. All the seas will dry. You know the snow will slowly melt, but my love will never die, never die. All my hope and all I own, I want to give it all. Oh, what I'll give to be with you forever and never and never. And I stole